authors, got a suck list? You know, those repetitive soul-sucking tasks that eat up your time? Well, it's time to kick them to the curb. I write an email newsletter every week called Author Automations, and I'll help you zap those tasks into automations you can set and forget. We're talking easy, no-code tools like Zapier and Make.com to streamline your workflows and give you more time to write. So if you're ready to ditch your suck list, subscribe to Author Automations at authorautomations.com, and let's get you back to the good stuff, writing.
All right, so are you ready to dive into the world of short-form videos with us today?
I am absolutely ready.
This is going to be fun because this article you sent is like a cheat sheet.
Oh, yeah.
For authors who want to level up their video game.
Absolutely.
And I'm seeing some seriously interesting stuff in here already.
I know, me too.
I can't wait to get into it.
Yeah.
One of the things that jumped out at me right away was that they're saying 15 to 30 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Is the ideal length for these videos.
Yeah, that's what really struck me too. At first I was like, 15 seconds.
Right.
That's nothing, but...
It's like a blink.
But they explain the why behind it, and it actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they get into the science of it and how our brains work and why that short burst is so effective.
Totally.
Well, hold on. Before we get all science-y on everybody, let's back up for a sec.
Right.
What are we even talking about here? When we say short-form videos, what exactly do we mean?
So basically, we're talking about all those quick videos you see everywhere these days, like the TikToks and the Reels, and even YouTube Shorts now.
Yeah.
Those are all prime examples of short-form video.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so these little bite-sized pieces of content.
Exactly.
And the article makes a really good point. That for authors, this is an amazing free tool to build an online presence.
Definitely.
Okay, so one of the tips that I thought was super clever, they call it canvassing content.
Oh, that's a good one.
Have you heard of this before?
Yeah, I love that idea.
Basically, you're going on all those platforms that we just talked about.
Yeah.
And you're kind of treating it like a research project.
Yes.
You're scrolling through.
You're looking at what's working.
Yeah, you're looking for successful videos in your genre.
Exactly. And seeing what people are responding to.
I'd even saving audio files or templates that you like.
Yeah, just getting inspiration straight from the source.
It's like spying, but in a good way.
Exactly. And a legal way.
Yes, legal spying for author success.
That's it.
Okay, so that's tip number one from the article.
Yep.
Tip number two is this idea of a repurposing gold mine.
Ooh, like that.
Which I love because I am all about efficiency.
Repurposing is key.
So tell me more about this. What do they mean by repurposing gold mine?
So it's basically taking things that you already have, like maybe a podcast interview or a recording of an author talk you did.
Right.
And turning those longer pieces of content into a bunch of short-form videos.
Like slicing and dicing them up.
Exactly.
So, for example, let's say you did a podcast interview and you talked about the inspiration behind your latest book.
Right.
Instead of just letting that awesome content sit there, you could pull out the best parts and turn them into these little snippets and then share them on social media.
Yeah, and you could even share behind-the-scenes stuff of your writing process or your research.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah, it's great.
And the article even has this little pro tip, they say.
Oh, what's that?
When you are recording something long form, keep in mind how it might look as a short form video.
Oh, that's smart.
So think about framing and cropping.
Right, because you might want to add captions or your logo later.
Exactly. You got to leave space for all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got canvassing content.
Yes.
We've got repurposing gold mine.
Love it.
What's next on our list of short-form video awesomeness?
All right, so the article really stresses the importance of consistency.
Oh boy, consistency.
I know, it's the magic word in content creation.
It's that thing that we all know we should be doing, but it's so hard to actually do.
Especially when you're busy writing and, just life in general.
Right. Who has time to be posting videos every single day?
Yeah, it can feel overwhelming.
They make a really good point that consistency is what builds anticipation.
It does.
It keeps people coming back for more.
They know what to expect.
Exactly. So even if it's not every day, finding a rhythm that works for you.
Exactly. Find your groove.
And then sticking to it is key.
And, they even suggest batch creating content.
Oh, tell me more about that.
So, imagine you set aside a few hours and you just film a bunch of videos at once.
Right.
And then you spend another chunk of time editing them all.
It's like meal prepping, but for your content calendar.
Exactly.
I love that.
I love that too.
Okay, so consistency check.
Check.
What about captions?
Oh, captions are crucial.
The article is very adamant about this.
That's for so many reasons.
Yeah, like, first of all, accessibility.
Huge.
We got to make sure our content is reaching everyone.
Absolutely.
But also, think about how many people watch videos with the sound off.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Right, so captions are essential for making sure your message gets across no matter what.
It's just good practice in general.
Okay, so we've got captions covered. Next up, the article talks about trends.
Ooh, trends.
Yes, they say keep an eye on trending audio clips, challenges, themes, all that good stuff.
Because you can really boost your visibility by hopping on those trends.
It's like you're tapping into an audience that's already there.
Exactly.
They're already interested in that thing.
So you're more likely to get discovered.
Exactly. All right, so speaking of joining forces.
Oh, yes.
The article also talks about collaboration.
Collaboration is key.
It's so much fun to work with other people.
It is, and you can reach a whole new audience.
Right, so teaming up with other authors, influencers,
experts in your field.
Yeah, anyone who kind of aligns with your brand.
It just brings a fresh perspective.
And it makes the whole process more enjoyable.
Definitely.
So we've got this amazing content we're posting consistently.
Yes.
We're collaborating with awesome people.
What's next?
Now the question is, how do we get this content seen on as many platforms as possible?
Well, that's where cross-posting comes in.
Oh, yes, the magic of cross-posting.
The article is all about spreading your videos far and wide.
Right, but they also caution against just like slapping the same video everywhere.
Oh, yeah. You got to adapt it for each platform.
Right, like Instagram has different dimensions than TikTok.
Exactly.
You might need to tweak the captions.
Oh,
and they have a really important point about watermarks.
Yeah, the dreaded watermark.
Nothing screams unprofessional like a TikTok watermark on your Instagram reel.
It's the little details.
Okay, so cross-posting, but do it strategically.
Absolutely.
Speaking of strategy, let's talk about analytics.
Oh, yes, the data.
The article is all about tracking your results.
You got to know what's working.
Yeah, like, are people actually watching your videos?
Are they engaging?
Are they commenting?
Are they sharing?
You got to pay attention to those numbers.
It's like having a feedback loop.
Right, because you don't want to just be throwing content out there into the void.
Exactly. You want to make sure it's actually resonating.
Okay, so analytics, check.
Check.
And last but not least, let's talk about this concept of sticky content.
Ooh, sticky content. Yeah. That sounds interesting.
Right. It's all about grabbing attention in those first few seconds.
Okay, so like making sure people don't just scroll on by.
Exactly, because you've got like, what, 3 seconds? Maybe 5?
Maybe less.
To make an impression before people are like, next.
It's a tough world out there.
So how do we make our content stick?
Well, I guess that's what we're going to dive into next.
That's right. We're going to unlock the secrets of sticky content.
Ooh, can't wait.
But first, we need to take a quick break.
All right, sounds good.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Be right back.
All right, so we're back and ready to make our short-form videos stickier than a jar of honey.
Okay, I like where this is going.
The article talks about using storytelling to make those first few seconds really count.
Oh, yeah, because as authors, I mean, that's our superpower.
Exactly. We know how to hook people with words.
We do.
So why not do the same thing with video?
It makes sense.
Like, instead of just talking at the camera, think about how you can draw people in with a story.
Like, give them a little taste of your world.
Yeah, like a quick anecdote.
Oh, that's good.
Or even like a behind-the-scenes peek at your writing process.
Yes, and don't forget about that hook.
The hook.
Super important. You got to grab their attention right away.
Okay, so what are some examples of good hooks?
Well, it could be like a really intriguing question.
Okay.
Or a visually compelling scene.
I'm picturing like those cooking shows where they show you the finished dish at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, I need to know how they made that.
Exactly.
That's what we want people to feel.
Yes, we want them drooling for more.
Okay, so hooks, check.
Yeah.
But sticky content isn't just about like fancy tricks.
No, it's got to have substance too.
Right. It has to provide value.
Real value.
The article talks about understanding your ideal reader.
Oh, yeah, your target audience.
Like, what are they looking for?
What are their pain points? What are they interested in?
And what kind of content would they actually find useful?
So it's not just about being entertaining.
Right. It's going to be both.
Entertaining and valuable.
Okay, so audience awareness is key.
Absolutely.
And then the article has this really interesting tip about testing.
Testing.
Yeah, they say, try your content out on TikTok and X first.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because those platforms tend to give you feedback really quickly.
So you can see what's working and what's not.
Exactly. And then you can take that information
And apply to other platforms.
Yeah, like Instagram or YouTube.
Smart.
Okay, so we're thinking about our audience.
Mm-hmm.
We're crafting those irresistible hooks.
Yes.
We're testing our content.
Now.
Now let's talk about making those videos look good.
Oh, yes. The visuals.
The article emphasizes that you don't need to be like a professional videographer
Thank goodness.
to create quality videos.
Right, because most of us are not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But there are so many tools out there that can help.
Oh, yeah, like what?
Well, there are apps like iMovie,
Okay.
Adobe Premiere Rush,
Heard of that one.
InShot.
Oh, yeah, InShot's great.
And don't forget about Canva.
Well, Canva is a lifesaver.
It's amazing for like adding text,
Graphics.
your logo, all that good stuff.
Makes your videos look so much more professional.
But even with the best editing, if your audio is bad,
ooh, that's a problem.
it's going to ruin the whole thing.
Yeah, nobody wants to listen to scratchy audio.
So the article recommends investing in at least a decent microphone.
Okay, good to know.
It doesn't have to be anything crazy expensive.
Right, just something that sounds clear.
Exactly, because good audio quality shows that you care.
It does. It shows you're taking it seriously.
Right. Speaking of looking professional,
Yes.
let's talk about branding.
Branding is so important.
The article says, think about your favorite brands.
Okay.
Like they all have a distinct look and feel.
They do.
You know what I mean?
I do like, it's them right away.
Exactly. So as authors, we want to do the same thing.
We want people to recognize our videos instantly.
So think about your color palette.
Your fonts.
Your intro and outro music.
All those little details add up.
Okay, so branding, check. And then once you've got that down, the article talks about making your videos even more engaging.
Okay, how do we do that?
Well, they suggest using things like text overlays.
Oh, yeah.
Transitions.
Don't transition.
Music sound effects.
I love adding music.
It's all about keeping people visually stimulated.
And making sure they don't get bored.
Exactly. But in the midst of all this technical talk, I think it's important to remember that the most important thing...
What's that?
...is to be yourself.
Oh, yes. Authenticity.
Don't be afraid to let your personality shine through.
People connect with realness.
Exactly. So don't get so caught up in trying to be perfect.
Right. Just be you.
Have fun.
And let your passion show.
Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to make your videos truly stick.
Well said.
And that's a wrap on our deep dive into short-form video awesomeness.
Wow, we covered a lot.
We did, but before we sign off, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question.
Okay, hit me.
Imagine you're scrolling through your feed and you see your video pop up. What would make you stop and watch?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Like out of everything we talked about today, what's that one thing that would make you go, ooh, I gotta see this?
I think for me, it would be the storytelling aspect.
Oh, yeah.
Like if I saw a video that was telling a really compelling story.
Especially if it connected to the book somehow.
Exactly. Like, give me a glimpse into that world.
Yeah, make me feel something.
Yes. Emotions are key.
Okay, so storytelling is a big one.
Huge.
What about you?
I think I'm really drawn to the idea of testing on different platforms.
Oh, yeah.
Like that strategic approach.
It's smart.
It is. It's like you're taking the guesswork out of it.
Yeah, you're using data to inform your creative choices.
Exactly.
So it's not just like throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks.
Hey, no, you're actually being intentional about it.
Okay, so testing and strategy, that's a good one.
It is.
But sometimes I think it's the simple things.
Oh, yeah.
Like just knowing that you're making your content accessible to everyone.
Yes. Accessibility is so important.
By adding captions.
Absolutely.
It's like a small step.
But it makes a big difference.
Exactly.
And it shows that you care.
Okay, so we've got storytelling, we've got strategy,
testing,
and we've got accessibility.
The trifecta.
It's all about finding that thing.
Yeah.
That one tip.
That speaks to you.
That feels exciting and achievable.
Exactly. And then just start there.
Don't try to do everything at once.
No. Just pick one thing and focus on it.
Because even small changes can have a big impact.
They really can.
And the best part is...
What's that?
You don't need a fancy camera crew.
No.
Or a Hollywood budget.
Nope, just your phone.
To make these videos.
And your creativity.
Exactly. So grab your phone, tap into your imagination.
And just start creating.
Because that's where the magic happens.
It really is.
And don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Mistakes are part of the process.
They're how we learn and grow.
So embrace the messiness.
Yes. And most importantly, have fun.
Oh, yeah, have fun.
Because when you're enjoying yourself, your viewers will feel that energy.
It's contagious.
Exactly. So go forth and create amazing short-form videos.
Yes. The world needs your stories.
And remember, we're always here to cheer you on.
Every step of the way.
Happy video making.
Happy video making.